Bonjour les amis, bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue à Paris, welcome to Paris. I left you in the Loire Valley a few days ago in Loches in the southern Touraine, and today I pop up again, this time in Paris, where I'm spending a few days. I'm sure you recognize this place where I'm standing now. On the left bank. Bonjour and welcome. Impromptu stroll, not really a stroll. Welcome. Bonjour à tous. That's right, I am at the Luxembourg Gardens, au Luxembourg, as the French say. You see the French Senate right here, and over there, Mademoiselle Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower. And on the left, to use an old joke, the box it came in, La Tour Montparnasse. It's a very peaceful time. It's almost lunchtime, almost noon, but January and February are always peaceful, or tend to be peaceful in Paris. You see the sky is the usual Parisian skies in the winter. La grisaille. Pretty gray, but at least it's not raining. The rain will come tomorrow. I arrived earlier this morning from Tours. It's a really short train ride, and checked into a hotel for a few days, and will be working in Paris for the next couple of days. I am on my way to meet someone, a special lady, but I thought I would stop here on the way and say a quick little hello, as I like to do. Oh, bonjour, le Parisien. The pigeon almost attacked me. Welcome back, Véro. Attacked by pigeons. Bonjour, bonjour à tous, welcome. Of course, no flowers yet. This is too early, but I see that they've worked on the beds. The beds are ready for the spring plantings. So in a few weeks, maybe a couple weeks or less, we should see some color pop up here. Bonjour à tous. I know it's still early for many people, so I guess you'll catch the replay on this one as well. But it's nice to live stream early so our friends in Australia and New Zealand and other parts of the world can also catch some of the virtual tours. Here's one of about 20 statues around the park. They tend to honor queens of France, but this one is not a queen. This one is Sainte Geneviève, who is the patron saint of Paris. I'm sure you've heard great stories about her. She's buried not too far from here on the left bank. The weather has warmed up a little bit. It's not as cold as it was for several weeks, so it's nice because as you walk around, you don't need to your fingers don't feel like they're going to fall off. So I'll just take a little spin. I want to check on something that was in construction for most of the time I lived here in 2021. So I want to go check it out. Here's a restaurant, La Terrasse de Madame, where I think I've shared this place before. You know, this is a touristy place, but this little restaurant is actually quite nice and the food is tasty. And in the summer when they open these umbrellas here and you can sit outside, it's quite nice. So I recommend La Terrasse de Madame. It's a nice place to take a stop, take a break maybe. Make a stop or take a break in the Luxembourg Gardens. Those famous green chairs, reclining chairs where people can relax for a little while. Another queen of France, well, the first one was Sainte Geneviève. This is La Reine Mathilde, who lived, she lived in the Middle Ages. And this is where the French Senate sits. It used to be a palace, you know the story. I've actually taken you on a couple tours here. You can find those replays on my YouTube channel. In the live replay section, we talked about the history of this place and how it was a palace originally built or commissioned by a queen of France named Mary of Medici, who was the widow of King Henry IV. We're still getting here some winter vibes for sure. Ah, yes, the drink was expensive. Well, my dear, this is Paris for you, and this is what it costs to have a drink in the Luxembourg Gardens. You can't come to Paris and expect deals everywhere. They know how to take advantage of visitors here. You have to be willing to cough it up if you're going to have lunch or a drink here in the Luxembourg Garden. Thank you for the stars. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Look at this beautiful structure. You can visit this, but during Heritage Days in September, les Journées du Patrimoine, there are long lines to visit the building. It's beautiful inside, of course. Oh, some flowers here. I was saying they hadn't planted yet. We're here. I think they're pretty much done on this side. These are brand new. Oh, I think I have a little issue. There we go, sorry. Had a little issue with the stabilizer here. All right, so let's go check out the Medici fountain. I know some of you haven't been back to Paris yet. I lived in Paris until very recently, until a few months ago. And the Medici fountain was under wraps, a big renovation, restoration for months and months. And I haven't seen it yet since they reopened it a few months ago. So I want to go check that out, and you'll enjoy the sights as I will, I'm sure. And then I'll keep going on to my next stop. Bonjour à tous, welcome. This is Véro reporting from the Luxembourg Garden, le Luxembourg. And in the distance over here is this mighty monument landmark you know as le Pantheon, the Pantheon, up La Rue Soufflot. Let's see, let's go down here so we have a nice perspective on the fountain. Oh, this is exciting. Last time I saw it, it was under wraps still. And it was for a long time. Guess it was worth it. We'll see. Ooh, yes. Look at that, friends. Look at that. What do you think? Pas mal. They've done a lot of work on it. It's beautiful. The stone, everything has been, the marble, everything's been cleaned up. Let's get closer if we can. Maybe on the left. Fewer people on that side. Everybody's stopping by to take pictures of it. It's a big landmark here. And look at the chairs. So you can just sit here with a good book. It's not too crowded typically. Even on a day like today, it's not that cold. If you bundle up and look at the glorious fountain. Now, two things you will hear in Paris typically are, two comments or statements are, this wasn't originally here. And the second statement is, this was heavily modified in the 19th century under Baron Haussmann and Napoleon III. Well, this fountain is no exception. It wasn't here originally, it was nearby. And they moved it here in the 19th century when all the big remodel of Paris started under Napoleon III. But this is quite impressive. Maybe I should stop here so you can see. There we go. Look at this. Back to its former glory. We have a few ducks. Look at this little guy. And then, of course, when you turn around, you have a great perspective on the... Whoops! Sorry, I know what the issue is. I'm pulling on my microphone. I don't have my usual microphone, so my setup is not ideal. Sorry about that. This is nice. You see the Senate from here. So this is the Medici fountain, of course. Let's see, I am going to walk around because there's another fountain here. And I want to check it out as well and show it to you. No crowds. Lots of empty seats to read or ponder. Or sleep, I guess. I'm going to start touring again for Rick Steves, and so I came back to Paris to work, but also to scout for the tours I'll be leading very soon. I need to go back to some itinerary I haven't done for a while. So this will be part of the trip, and I'll be sharing fun stuff with you as well, as I always do. Thank you for joining me if you just joined. We are in the Luxembourg Gardens, le Luxembourg. Look at this, isn't that beautiful? Very grateful for a job that enables me to travel around France. I mean, just a few days ago, like I was saying at the beginning of this live stream, just a few days ago I was with you in the southern Touraine, in Loches, at a market in the Loire Valley, and a few days later I am here in Paris. Let's go around. So when they moved this fountain in the mid-19th century, they had an issue to solve because originally the fountain was against a wall. So what do you do with a fountain that was against a wall? Well, you need to rest, it needs to rest on something, and there's no wall here. So what they did is they added another fountain that also came from another location, that was also remodeled in the 19th century. And you see how the two fountains are resting on each other? This is how they solve the issue. Clever. This one is not as well known. Fontaine de Leda. It was built during the First Empire under Napoleon I. And it's sat not too far from here. But then Napoleon III and Haussmann started carving out those big avenues. You know the story by now. And so this, isn't that incredible? Both in, okay. Signal issues, sorry about that, but I'm going to finish anyway and wrap up. You always check the signal, and guess what? I didn't. You would think by now I would know that. I guess I'm too excited to be back in Paris for a few days. Oops. Oh la la. All right, back in safe territory here. I'll give you one last peek at this beautiful fountain. La Fontaine Medici. Isn't that gorgeous? And in fact, let's say a quick hello. Ah, I can breathe again. Look. Véro and the Fontaine de Medici. I'm flattered. You get two for the price of one here. It was nice to interact with you this morning for this impromptu little stroll. If you are a Friends with Véro patron, check your inbox. There is a YouTube link in there for a fun event tomorrow, Friday. I'm going to introduce you to a Paris tour guide, a great Paris tour guide who happens to be a friend of mine, and together we are going to go through a wine tasting session and a chat about what's new in Paris in 2022, etc. If you'd like to join the fun, you know the drill as well. Join the fun on Patreon. All that information will be in the video notes. And for now, let's flip it around. We will give you one last peek at La Fontaine Médicis in the heart of the Luxembourg Gardens au Luxembourg. À bientôt les amis.